Hello guys, welcome back to another tips video. It's the round 7 tips for 2026. And yeah, Nick Dacos played his 100th game, Ippy 200, and Blitzarves played his 300th, and Will McCabe scored his first goal. I reckon Tristan Jerry's suspension's over, and Darcy's ruled out for the rest of the season due to a ruptured ACL. Xavier Taylor played his first game, and Heath played his first game for the D's after a while at St Kilda. And Josh Dunkley, Lockneil, and Logan Morris played 200, 350 games respectively. Tyler Bird missed after the siren, and 8 out of 9 last round. So yeah, anyways, let's get kicking with Thursday night. Dogs and the Swans. Well, yep, Swans are on top. And let's have a look at last week. There was lightning in Sydney. Yeah, anyways. Kono kicked 3 and Grundy had 130 AFL Fantasy. Dogs, it's trouble for them. But Ed Richards did have 13 tackles though. But Dogs have won their last 2 against Sydney, but this time Sydney's going to win. So yeah, anyway, Sydney by maybe 22 points. Anyways, moving on. Tigers and the Demons. Tigers were beaten it once again. Well, Jack Ross had 8 tackles. But anyways, D's have beaten the Lions for the second time in a row. Wow, unbelievable. Now 4-2. But anyways. Chandler kicked 3. Van Rooyen kicked 3. And Langford kicked 3. And Jack Steele had 6 tackles. Wow. Richmond have not beaten Melbourne since the COVID pandemic. And on Anzac Eve in April 24th was 2019. So you're back when they won the flag. So yeah, anyways. D is an easy win by 35 points. It's going to be terrible for Richmond. Anyways, moving on. Hawks and Suns. Well, the Hawks are 5-1 and the Suns are 4-2. Except the Hawks. The Wizard kicked 5 and Nash had 8 tackles. And yeah, third on the ladder, but yeah. Gold Coast won a close one against Essendon, and yeah. It's been a long time since the Hawks last defeated Gold Coast, but maybe Hawthorn's going to go 6 wins in a row. It's like Collingwood started last year, but it's a bit different. But anyways, Hawthorn by maybe, I'd say 13 points. I know Rowell had 35 disposals, King kicked 3, Track kicked 3, and Will Powell had 9 tackles. Yeah. We are on Super Saturday, this is Anzac Day. And yeah. Anyways, moving on. Essendon Collingwood, Anzac game. It's the main story. Collingwood are 3-3, Bombers are 1-5 actually. Their only win was to Melbourne, and Collingwood defeated Carlton and GWS. So yeah. Last time they played each other, Collingwood won, and before that was Essendon, and it was a draw 2 years ago. And before then was all Collingwood. But yeah. Zach Merritt had 151 AFL Fantasy, and Collingwood just won in Dacos' 100th game. He had 39 disposals and 120 AFL Fantasy. That's great. And Jamie Alley kicked 3, and Bo McCreary had 7 tackles. So yeah, Collingwood by 8 points. Right, moving on. Port v Geelong. Port came close against Hawthorn. Zach Butters had 35 disposals and Jason Horne-Francis had 126 AFL Fantasy. Geelong did pretty well. Baz had 33 disposals, 145 AFL Fantasy, and Jezza kicked 10. Wow. He can kick anything, this guy. So yeah, Geelong by maybe, let's say, 40 points. And our last Super Saturday game and the final game on Anzac Day is Dockers and the Blues. Unfortunately for Carlton, they're in the bottom 3, and yeah, Freo is second. Yeah, last time they played each other, Freo won. That was round 21 last year, and Blues have not beaten since Gather Round 2 years ago. Yep. Carlton. Yeah, I know Tyler Byrne started the siren, but Mitch McGowan kicked 3 and Sam Walsh had 7 tackles. And for Fremantle, they're too good. Amos kicked 5 and Jordan Clark won 17 AFL Fantasy, so Fremantle by 26 points. So yeah, now we're done with the Saturdays. Now the Sundays. Sunday ticket. Saints and Eagles. Last time they played each other, Eagles got their first win of 2025, but that was 11 months ago, and yeah. Before then, it was all Saints winning, but they're both 2 and 4, but Saints are better. Tom McCarthy had 28 disposals and Millen Murdoch had 8 tackles. And for the Saints, they lost by a point. It was a close one, but Jack Sinclair had 35 disposals and Callum Wilkie had 130 AFL Fantasy. So, St Kilda by 49 points. And yep, now moving on to Brisbane v Adelaide. Fortunately, the Lions lost to the D's again. Neil had 31 disposals in his milestone, and Darcy Wilmore had 105 AFL Fantasy. And Logan Morris kicked 3, and Charlie Cameron kicked 3. Once again against the D's at the MCG. And Adelaide, they won by a point, with Tex kicking 5 and 8 tackles for James Peatley. Anyways, Brisbane Lions by 15 points. Now last game is the Giants and North Melbourne. So yeah, it's at Corroboree Group Oval. Yep. Some games play there, but yeah. Last time they played each other, that was round 22, and yeah, all of these are just Giants winning. The North of 5th, as they defeated Richmond, and yep, Paul Curtis kicked 6, Sheasel 30 on disposals, and also 136 AFL Fantasy, and the Giants lost by 41 points, Riccardi kicking 3, Goffard had 7 tackles, and Clary had 37 disposals, but overall I reckon North should win, so North Melbourne by 24 points to end round 7. So yeah, these are our tips. Make sure to join my tips comp. There will be a link in the description down below if you want to join. Anyways, thanks for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe for more tips videos.